So, are you the clone or I'm the clone? Well, you're wearing the costumes, so I must be the clone. But maybe our costumes got switched. Well, then you're the clone. But then that makes you Will, so maybe I'm the clone. Wait, this is confusing. But, hold up, I was told that I was the clone. But I was told I was the clone. But then I was told I was the real one, and so were you.
Shut up! Shut up! Just shut up! Ever since I bought you, you two have been arguing so much. Let me clear this for you. You, Spider-Man, are the real Spider-Man. And you, Scarlet Spidey, are the clone. Do you understand?
So, are you the clone or I'm the clone?
I just told you. You know what? Screw you guys. What up, YouTube? Balboa here with a brand new review. This time, the Marvel Universe Scarlet Spidey, and this is a great figure. I really enjoy the figure. Very few complaints with this figure. And with that said, let's take a look at the packaging of the figure, because the packaging of the figure is pretty nice. We have a really nice picture of Scarlet Spidey. I actually do really like this. Some people have complained about the artwork, but I think it's pretty nice. On the back, we have a picture of the figure along with the bio. Clone from the DNA of Peter Parker to battle Spider-Man, the Scarlet Spider gradually turned into one of the web slinger's most trusted allies and greatest friend. Battling alongside Spider-Man, he found himself becoming something more than a clone. The Scarlet Spider had finally become a hero in his own right. Very cool bio. I really like that. It tells the story, it tells a lot about the character, and I do like that about the bio. But you have other figures in the line, along with collect them all, each sold separately. So, yeah, standard packaging, but it's done very well. And then zooming in on the figure is gorgeous. I have probably one complaint, and the other complaint is this. And now, the one complaint that this complaint is actually just with my figure, but the one complaint, however, is just with the figure in general. Now, my copy of the figure has very loose hip joints. They're on loose ball joints, as you can see, and it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I could tighten them, but it's just a little annoyance. So, and it's only my copy of the figure. I mean, there aren't really that many copies of the figure that have this problem. It's not a mass-produced problem, which is good, because this is a really nice figure. And sometimes he does have trouble standing. Anyway, his stand says Marvel Universe on it, of course. Spider-Man, and it is Series 4, Figure 14. I kind of wish it said Scarlet Spider. That is a complaint, but okay. And yeah, another complaint is that people have actually complained about the figure actually not coming with a web accessory. Now, he has this sleeve that fits over his normal thing. I mean, this isn't painted. This is an actual sleeve, as you can see there. It's a real sleeve. I mean, this is how they did this is pretty well done. Now, the problem is that this probably cost as much as a web accessory, which I understand. Also, that web accessory is stupid. I really hate it. So, yeah. Now, one really cool thing about the figure is that it is a simple figure, but the detailing they did, they got it very right, and it is done well. The eyes are white paint, so be aware of that. White paint likes to chip, but it is done very well, with a black outlining, just like in the comic. The spider symbol is slanted, like it was in the comic, and it does even have little strings molded on for the hoodie. Also on the belt has the red dot with the silver. It also has some very nice brown paint, and the silver paint goes all the way around the entire belt. All the way around, which is very cool. And I found that very impressive. It does bug me a little bit that they just painted the entire back of the belt silver instead of just the individual things, but I can understand that. Also on the back is the hoodie, and you also have the other symbol, the Scarlet Spidey symbol slanted on the back is accurate. On the arms, you have the web shooter kind of containers, very cool. And then on the ankles, he has the pockets with a silver dot of paint, and they are molded with little straps. Very nice. I really like that. Not a lot of detailing, but the detailing they did got right. One thing I would like to mention is that when you play with the figure, oftentimes the belt will go up, so you may find yourself pushing it down. That's a little minor complaint. That was my really only big complaint about the figure, outside of my copying having the loose hips. Now, articulation on this guy is done very well. He has a ball-jointed head. He can't really look up and down, but he can look left and right. The arms rotate a full 360 degrees. They do go outward, well, upward, about this much. You rotate them like this, you can get a little bit more. There you go. So there you go. And then you have a bicep swivel here, a elbow joint, and a wrist joint, which one wrist is a splayed open, semi-holding things hand. Get a good, there you go. And the other one is just a straight up fist. So he doesn't have the Spider-Man web shooting hand, but I doubt that he would, that he used that in the comics. I don't really remember. Yeah, Clone Saga was kind of painful. But he has a ball joint torso, which is a little hindered because of this hoodie, but it is still very usable. I mean, he looks up. He can't really look down, but he can do it a little bit. And then it rotates, and it is done very well, considering you have a hoodie over it. And then the hips are ball jointed, and they are very loose on my figure. Very loose. But you could still get the poses you need to. And then he has a thigh swivel, which does kind of break the sculpt a little bit, but not a huge deal. And then he has the double joint knees, which is very cool. This is very well done, double joint knee. And the ankles do have a little bit of give, but not much. But he does rotate, and there is no tilt. So, yeah, very good articulation. I really like it. Very fitting for a Spider figure. Just really good. And the pegs on the feet are not in the heel, they're kind of centered. But yeah. Now here he is next to the superposable Spider-Man from the Spider-Man Hasbro line. See if I get him back to back. He is a lot taller, as you can see. Let me just straighten the legs out. There you go. He is a lot taller. Now, this may pose as a problem, but believe it or not, he will fit perfectly in scale with the Marvel Universe Spider-Man. And I don't have a Marvel Universe Spider-Man. Now, the reason I actually don't have a Marvel Universe Spider-Man is because I like the superposable Spider-Man from the Spider-Man Hasbro line because of the reason he's smaller. He's smaller. He fits more in scale with other figures as a teenager, which I really find really well. Now, the other thing is that Scarlet Spider-Man takes place when Spider-Man is an adult in the timeline. He is a full adult. He is married to Mary Jane. So, he would be taller. Therefore, he would fit in scale with the Marvel Universe Spider-Man, and that would be good for an adult Peter Parker. While the superposable Spider-Man is a smaller sculpt, as you can see, and does better as a teenager Spider-Man. But that doesn't stop me from picking up a Marvel Universe one, because I actually do wish to pick one up eventually. But yeah, so the figure aside, and there's your comparison. There really isn't much to compare him to. I could compare him to Iron Spider-Man, Superposable Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2099, but I really don't have to. Either way, he's just done really well, and I really like the figure. I mean, he is a really nice figure. Only complaint is that my copy has the loose hips, but even then, it's not a huge deal. I mean, I could just pop him back on. So, very few complaints of the figure. I just really enjoy this figure. It's done really well, and I'm really glad I picked this figure up. This figure is very hard to find in stores. I've only seen him twice in stores. And when you see him, definitely pick him up, because I just can't find this dude. I mean, the distribution of Marvel Universe figures have become kind of lackluster, but that's with the Avengers. So blame the Avengers for that. But, yeah, I just really like the Marvel Universe figure, and I know it's a little late to be doing this review of the figure, but I've been wanting to review this guy for a while. Finally picked him up, and finally got him scheduled for a review. So, yeah, please let me know what you guys think of the figure in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Stuff like that. And, yeah, you can like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and follow me on Facebook and Twitter, where I post pictures of things I bought on Twitter. So, yeah, until then, I'll see you guys later. Adios.